Welcome everybody to another episode of What Are We Cooking? Or Fandom Foodies episode, I guess you could say. I'll be your host today, Ife, again, since Diana you don't wanna host today? You don't wanna? Okay, anyway. Well, I guess it's just me, but that's okay. So we're gonna be making two different things today. I figured I'd cram, since I kinda deprived you guys of the video last time, the Mississippi quantum pie that we made. The recipe didn't quite come out the way that I thought that it was. So anyways, I'm gonna probably save that video for like a blooper type of thing. If you follow us on social media, you probably saw some pictures of it and whatever, but then when I actually posted the video, when I cut into it, it wasn't quite firm yet. But it's okay, that'll be like a blooper thing probably later on. But today, I'm gonna give you two things in one video to make up for that. The first thing we're gonna be making is actually, it's gonna be a viewer request. They asked for us to make Ultros Seafood Soup. He originally appeared in Final Fantasy IV, and I believe he's also made an appearance in one of the updated, like, remake Final Fantasy games. I mean, I'd have to look which one. But Ultros is an octopus who pops up and kind of terrorizes you know, your team of characters, and you actually have to fight him like multiple times. And he's this, you know, kind of octopus with like fangy teeth, and he constantly kind of teases you and messes with you. And you know, you have, when you're fighting him, if you hit him enough times, he'll go seafood soup, because you're gonna turn him into seafood soup if you kill him. So
destroy! He's even prettier! What? Back off! I'm joking! I'm serious? I hate muscleheads like you! Try this guy.
A viewer that requested the video was like, oh, I wonder what like an Ultros Seafood Soup would actually taste like. What would that be like? Could we create this? So since it's not an actual item, food, consumable within the game, it's just sort of like something that's connected with the character, I just kind of looked up some seafood soup recipes, and I decided to kind of settle with like an Italian sort of themed seafood soup. That's the first one. Second recipe today for you guys today. We're doing the 2-for-1 today. So the second recipe is going to be something from Fallout again. We're going to actually be doing Deezer's lemonade. This one is a consumable item. It's a quirky, funny item in the game. If you're a Fallout fan, there's a settlement called Covenant. You go there, there's actual Mr. Handy robot who, you know, services the Covenant settlement community. You actually have to take a quiz to get into Covenant, which is kind of funny. If you've ever taken that quiz, it's hilarious. So anyway, once you take the quiz and they say you've passed, you get allowed into Covenant. One of the first, you know, things you encounter is this robot, this Mr. Handy robot that comes up to you and he's like, Deezer's lemonade! And you're like, what the fuck is that? Because like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, okay, this is post-apocalyptic New England, where are these lemons coming from? There's no lemons. Lemons are from the tropics. Why are you making lemonade, sir, with no lemons? It's a little weird. Like, if you have any common sense, you know the lemons don't grow. There's no lemons in this in the universe right now. You can't just go to a grocery store, obviously, and get some lemons. But it's kind of confusing, and it's especially funny if you have a companion character with you, because they'll make little comments and stuff. Like, for example, if you have let's say Piper, I think she actually brings that up. She says something like, how are you making lemonade with no lemons? Like, don't you have to have lemons in order for it to be lemonade? And he just goes, oh, we only have the freshest ingredients in Deezer's lemonade. It's the best lemonade voted in Covenant 3 years straight. She's like, okay, not drinking that, because nobody knows what's actually in it. The only, I think, ingredient that Mr. Handy actually admits to putting in the drink is mute fruit. That's all he admits to putting in it, and filtered water, because Mr. Handy robots can produce filtered water. So literally that's all we know. He doesn't reveal any other ingredients in it. So we're just gonna whip up something together. It's just a small little thing. It's not gonna be an in-depth recipe. I just thought I would have something quick and easy to add on to this video in order to have your Deezer's lemonade, drink it down, wash down the Ultros Seafood Soup. Thought it'd be a good combo. So if y'all ready to come on this voyage with me, we're about to cook today. Cook it up. Cooking it up.
We have to have our tried and true.
Wine break.
Except I'm really bad at this.
Some winos up in here.
Not really. It's Stella Rosa.
Wine time.
It's been a long day, y'all. Like,
I don't know if I got myself on there. It has been a long day. We went grocery shopping.
We went grocery shopping. And we went to church and sat by some people who talk the whole time, you know.
Yeah, she gets annoyed at church when people talk. I do too, but I just try to woosah it out because I don't want God to strike me dead when I'm in the middle of church. Oh, there we go. He looks so excited. I don't know why I'm making that voice. I'm in a weird mood right now.
So Stella Rosa Black, guys, it's freaking bomb.
I always have to check my. What is that?
I don't understand.
Oh my! That. What?
Oh my God! I'm gonna spill this shit.
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't even notice it.
I really filled that whole first section with my hair like.
Nobody can see that. Here.
Okay.
Stella Rosa Black, guys.
Cheers.
Oh, so good.
Crispy.
It's blackberry, strawberry, and berry, guys. It's bomb. You should definitely try it.
Get some.
Get some.
All right, everybody. So to start off making the Ultros Seafood Soup, we're going to make a fish stock. I initially tried to go buy some fish stock pre-made, but there was no place I was able to find fish stock at. So I looked up a quick recipe on how to make your own fish stock. So we're gonna cut up, and the recipe called for halibut anyway, the initial recipe. So what this is halibut collarbone area, what's left after they kind of cut up the fish into pieces. And so we're gonna cut off all the actual good parts, the fish that's gonna go into the recipe, and then the bones and like leftover skin and stuff like that is gonna go in to make the stock. You're also gonna cut up some carrots. We're gonna cut up 4 stalks of celery as well and put that in there. Alrighty, so after you're gonna put everything in a pot, you're gonna cut up an onion and put it in here as well. I just put also ½ a cup of some white wine. You can use the driest white wine you can. We're also going to use this for the recipe as well. Again, but for the fish stock, you're going to use ½ a cup of that. Also, you're going to put in some freshly ground pepper if you can. If you have fresh thyme, you can put that in as well, or use dried if you like. Cook it for about 20 minutes, and then once it's all fully boiled, you're going to strain it out, all the chunks out, and whatever's left over, that broth, that real good fish broth, that's what we're gonna use for the seafood soup. For the stock, actual cooking instructions are going to be, so bring this to a boil. Once it starts boiling, you're gonna skim off any white foam that might, kind of bubble up. Once it's boiling, you want to reduce the heat to a simmer and then go ahead and cover it and cook it for 20 minutes. While the stock is cooking, I thought that this would be a good time to make Deezer's lemonade.
My words.
After a long day, nothing beats Deezer's lemonade.
Hey, Deezer.
Fresh lemonade here.
I'm looking into a lost caravan. Can you help?
You know what would be great for a lost caravan? Deezer's lemonade.
It's kind of funny because nobody really quite knows what's in Deezer's lemonade. We know a few ingredients, but other than that, it's kind of like, what's that secret ingredient that gives it its little... I was trying to think like, what would he maybe be using to put in it? I don't know. Strong of your companions, he's a super mutant, and when you have him as your companion and you go to Covenant, he actually is the one that straight up says like, this tastes like tastes like urine. So some people on the internet are theorizing that Deezer's lemonade is made with pee. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I thought I would use something a little similar, vinegary tasting maybe. So I'm gonna say maybe Deezer's secret ingredient will be apple cider vinegar to give it a little bit of that color to it and to give it a kick. So we're gonna put a little apple cider vinegar in it. And I'm gonna say he's using a little bit of some old pre-war lemonade mix. No actual lemons in it, just some pre-made flavored mix that he might be using. He might have found a huge stock of it somewhere and he's just using little by little, making the lemonade out of that. Or maybe he's a Mr. Handy that can actually produce some sort of like stock, fake lemonade flavored drink mix. And then of course, filtered water, because the Mr. Handies can make filtered water. Last but not least, we have our mute fruit, i.e. blackberries. They'll be the mute fruit, because mute fruit looks kind of like mutated blackberries to me. So I figured I'd put some, when we know that's one of the ingredients in there is the mute fruit. So put some mute fruit in there, and I'm gonna whip this up and see how it tastes. We're gonna put it to the 2-quart line to make 8 servings. We're just gonna make a bigger batch of it. We'll say Covenant's about to have a party. They about to have a little kickback. So Deezer about to make his party size lemonade. Put that in there. Ooh. We just put like a little bit of vinegar in there, like you don't need a lot because it's gonna be really strong. I was tempted to put alcohol in this, but I was like, nope, Deezer specifically says to multiple companions, there is no alcohol in his lemonade. Kate asked for alcohol in it. Hancock might also like ask if there's alcohol in it. And McCready also asked if there's liquor in this. And all 3 of them are told, no, there's no liquor in Deezer's lemonade. So unfortunately, this is gonna be for the kids. We gonna do it for the kids today. It's kid-friendly lemonade. It's good for the whole family. Well, maybe. There's no pee-pee in it. That's good. You're gonna cover your lemonade and you're gonna chill it for at least, I would say 30 minutes to an hour. It should be nice and cold by the time we're done making the soup. Oh! Anyways, here are all the ingredients for the soup laid out so that you can see. Here's the halibut that I cut off of the bone, the collar that I showed you earlier. This is the fennel bulb that I cut up. You need a large fennel bulb. This is 1 onion. You need at least 5 cups of fish stock. I have a little bit more possibly in here, but 5 cups at least of that. We have 3 tablespoons of olive oil. We have a 1/4 cup of tomato paste. You need at least 3 to 4 garlic bulbs of, what are they called? Cloves? Yeah. Like you need 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. You need to cut up 3 to 4 shallots. You need a 1/4 pound, I'd say 1/2 pound of shrimp. 1 bay leaf. I put 1 in like a half in here because I like bay leaf. So you need at least a 28 ounce can. Diced tomato with the juice and everything. Keep all that in there. Don't drain it because that's going to go in the soup as well. And then for the seasoning, all you're going to need is some crushed red pepper flakes, some salt, and then of course you're going to add in, to make it special for Ultros, you're going to add in that octopus there. We also are going to add some cooked whole white clams. They're probably going to go in at the end since they're already pre-cooked. Oh my God, shut up, phone! Then you're also gonna add some mussels as well in there too. So you get a bag of mussels, bag of clams. You can get them fresh if you're able to get them fresh at your local... Who is texting me? Able to get them fresh at your local fish market, even better. When people just don't text you all in one thing, like that's what it is. Yeah, if you're able to get it fresh at your local market, even better. We weren't able to, so we did have to settle for pre-frozen, but it's not too bad. It's gonna be pretty much the same quality. We were lucky enough though to get this octopus fresh, so that's awesome. But yeah, so this is everything. Oh, and of course, You're gonna add some wine as well. That's gonna go in there as much as you like for flavoring. I'm probably gonna add at least like a cup of the wine that we used earlier. So yeah, that should be everything. Get yourself a big pot, big old pot so that you can put everything in here and cook it on up. So let's get going on this. Going to start off by adding the olive oil in there and kind of let it heat up a little bit. Then you're going to add your fennel bulb in there and add the onion, and you're gonna add your shallot. You're gonna cook that until the onion starts to get kind of clear, translucent looking. Should be about 10 minutes or so. Now you're going to add the garlic and the red pepper flakes. There you go. Bam. Mix it all together. Saute this for a couple minutes. And then you're gonna stir in that tomato paste. Just stir that tomato paste on in there. Add the canned tomatoes with all the juice. So we're gonna add the wine, fish stock, and bay leaf. I just put the whole thing in. So you're going to cover this and bring it to a simmer. I'm gonna go ahead and add the octopus now, a little bit ahead of time. It takes a little, not too much longer to cook than the other seafood, but just a little bit. So, in, maybe about only, 5 to 10 minutes before the simmering of the soup is gonna be done. Now, at this point, once the timer's gone off, or whatever, once you have 30 minutes total of cooking time, simmering time I should say, you're gonna go ahead and add the fish in and add your shrimp. And you're gonna simmer that until the shrimp starts to cook all the way through, till it gets nice and pink. And since my mussels are not cooked yet, I'll leave the clams for last since they were actually pre-cooked out of the packaging. So I'll add those very last so they don't get, overcooked. Well, I tasted the broth because, as a cook, you're supposed to taste as you go just to see if everything's kind of how you like it. And I thought the broth was a little on the lighter side, so I'm gonna add some extra seasonings to my recipe just on the fly. Sometimes you gotta improvise when you're a chef, when you're a cook or an aspiring chef, aspiring good cook. You gotta think on the fly, you gotta make decisions on the fly. Sometimes it works like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more seasonings up in here to up the flavor. To do some, this is marjoram, add a little bit of parsley flakes as well, so do some parsley in there. This is a little Asian secret for all you Asian people, all you Asian fans out there watching my channel. What's up, Asians? So this is Japanese Ajinomoto seasoning. Some people call it MSG. Some people are like, oh my god, MSG. Actually, it's how the Japanese get their umami flavor. A lot of times is they'll add this into their recipes, especially it's good for soup. So add a little bit, you don't want to overdo it. So for our final step, we're going to add the clams in. Turn off the heat. And then let them kind of cook with the heat of the soup, which was already boiling just a minute ago. So yeah, we should be good to go. I'm gonna let this kind of sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we complete it up, and yeah, we are finally finished. We've got our Ultros Seafood Soup here, all looking delicious. We also have our party size family portion of Deezer's lemonade from Fallout 4. I'm just gonna pour myself a little glass of this deliciousness. And now we're gonna try the soup. Let's try this. Okay, I'm feeling you. Let's try a little bit of this octopus. What do you taste like, Ultros? Huh? Huh? That's good. It's hot. Ooh, but it's good. Really good. Especially if you like octopus. If you can't handle like chewy, might want to not add the octopus. But then it won't really be Ultros Seafood Soup. It'll just be seafood soup. But, it's really good. Really light for the summer too. It's a really good summer soup. It's not too heavy. It's not creamy. It's really light. It's got a nice light broth to it. And of course, seafood is always good in the summertime with a little bit of Deezer's lemonade. Hopefully there's no pee-pee in the Deezer, don't put pee-pee in your lemonade. Don't nobody want to drink your lemonade if it got in it. Anyway, thank you so much, so much everyone for joining us today as we made, you know, Ultros Seafood Soup from Final Fantasy, and also made some Deezer's lemonade from Fallout 4. I would like to invite you guys to please follow us on our Instagram, on our Twitter. We might have a Patreon. I haven't done the Patreon yet because we don't have really a following yet, but maybe once we get a few people following us, I'll probably start a Patreon. Just follow us on our social media. We also are looking for suggestions. Like this one was a fan suggestion. So if you have like a recipe from a fandom or like a video game or an anime or a TV show or a movie or something that you would like us to make, please leave your comments down below for me, because we'll read them and then we'll try to make it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll have a new episode soon. In the meantime, take care.